And this might be made for speed. Has it got the strength and endurance? They certainly started off well. Now, can they mind the gap? Yes, they can. Over safely there. Decent run on the cards here. Two competitors in this particular card. The wedge, no problem. Oh, straight into the hay bales and out. Lost control, came over the wedge, lost control, almost into the crowd. Now they've got to pick themselves up and try and get started again because they were certainly very, very fast. There's not much left of the cod. The peas are back in it. Here we go. No harm done. Can they get the break off? Yes, they can. Can they get the momentum again? Yes, they can. The safety chute is out. Didn't seem to help them much, though, did it? Now they've got to get past the bobby.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Nice rhythm, back to the run again. Look at the damage on the front. Over the apples and pears, almost went wide again. The chute almost catches the ground. Down they go towards the kicker. Is there going to be enough left of this cart to survive the kicker? Because look at the damage. Here we go. Over the kicker. Oh, it explodes as it lands, but they get over the finish line. And that was a brave, brave run by two peas and a cod, because the two peas were out of the cod halfway down. This is where it started to go wrong. Over the wedge, and then they lose control. Went to the right and out into the hay bales. So here go the Daredevils in what appears to be a relatively flimsy cart. We'll wait and see whether it can withstand the rigours of the course. The horns are still on over the first obstacle. Those cheeks might become redder. The more speed is garnered on the way down. Slight problem with the steering over the wedge. Wobbling here, wobbling there, nearly catching the horns on the hay bales. Now we get down towards the apples and pears. And we've wobbled our way through that as well, slightly sideways. Too early to celebrate, still got the kicker to come. The Daredevils on their way down. Clean run so far, still one or two problems with the steering, wobbling into the kicker. This could be a big situation. Oh, over the kicker, landed sideways, raises the arm over the finish line. Really good run by the Daredevils, one of only two all-female teams. The kicker was navigated despite a slightly heavy landing. And the Daredevils, a clean run, an impressive run. Over 1,000 teams applied to be in the competition this year. Only 70 have the chance, and here's one of them, the Dam Busters. It's a good start. No problem with the wedge. Two drivers this time as well. Wonder whether that might make a difference. The driver at the back, significantly higher. Just about made it over the wedge. Lots of speed. Can they keep it straight? Over the apples and pears, so far so good. Will the wings help over the kicker? Lots of weight to this vehicle, down it comes. Here we go over the kicker. Oh, it's a big crash. It's a big crash for the Dam Busters. They came down head first over the kicker. Well, we asked the question, didn't we, whether the wings on the Dam Busters cart might actually be a help to them as they fly over the kicker. In actual fact, it just could never get started, could it? Just look at the impact. He's okay. He's quite frightening, isn't he, as well? Told you. Off they go. Now, it's very, very streamlined. Obviously, a coffin isn't particularly wide, so it should be fast enough. It's whether those spindly wheels can carry them down. They've got over the first. Oh, there's a bit of a wobble there, almost lost it going over the wedge, but he manages to recover. He's losing one or two flowers along the way, but he's still upright, and he's rocketing down the course. Now he's got the apples and pears, another slight wobble on entry, but he's through there okay as well. He's really enjoying this too. The crowd like him, that's for sure. Now he goes through the chicane. There's still the kicker to come. Here he goes then towards the kicker, straightens it up, over the kicker. Oh, it's a fantastic run, slightly heavy on landing, really good run. Oh, he tries to stop it, he rolls it past the finish line, but he punches the air. He's in one piece, thank goodness. Not sure about the Coffin Dodger, he nearly needed it there. The problem came when he tried to stop. There we see him roll it emphatically over the finish line, but that was an impressive run from the Coffin Dodgers. This might be a case of whether this one can actually stay in one piece down the course. A good push-off and plenty of speed to start with. The pyrotechnics at the back. Mind the gap, safely navigated. This looks a lot quicker than the Arriva Boys that we've just seen. Over the wedge. Blast of smoke. A little bit wide on that corner, almost caught the bails. Past the policeman. Now we go for the apples and pears. This might be a problem. No safely through, all the wheels intact. It's a quicker run, this. Only the kicker to go. Lots of speed down the slope, building all the time. Moving towards the finish. A little bit of showboating as well. Oh, there's the problem. The kicker, the curse of the kicker strikes for the first time. Fast, Furious and Furs almost get to the finish line. There's not much left of that. It was a really big landing over the kicker. Here we see the speed into the kicker. Just look how high that the Furzeputer takes off. Almost went completely backwards, and then it just disintegrated the moment it hit the track. Here we go then. This one looks slightly big and slightly cumbersome, and you wonder whether that might be a factor as they head down for the first time down the course. So Mind the Gap was okay. The Queen still smiling. No problems with the wedge. Her Majesty over it as well. Fantastic crowds here today. Glorious day. And some real drama already. On Her Maje-Skis Service, safely navigating the course. Big test here with the apples and pears, and it might just be starting to fall apart a little bit. He doesn't know. Still the kicker to navigate, and this has so often been the problem for the teams here today. Here we go then, over the kicker. Can we get over the kicker? Oh, just about over the kicker, over the line, and he started to celebrate far too soon, lost control of it, but they did make it. Hook or by crook, it's all about the kicker. I suggest they slow down a little bit into the kicker. Look at that. You could see the whites of Her Majesty's eyes. So let's see what the Boltmobile can do on the back of that. No prizes for guessing why it's called the Boltmobile. Usain on the back, pointing the way forward, and down they go. This is quite a big, cumbersome cart, is this one, but it's safely over Mind the Gap. And it's all so far so good. Usain Bolt pointing the way. Concentration on the face of the driver. Into the chicane. I just wonder whether the weight on the left side of this, the left side of the cart, might pose an issue, because it's certainly going to be heavier that side, isn't it? Oh, there's the proof. They've veered left, almost got into the crowd. Usain Bolt's okay. In fact, he's pointing at the pair of them, saying it's your fault. They're trying to scramble back in. But there we see, you can't turn it round. Well, it's not very often that Usain Bolt comes a cropper, but he has here today, hasn't he? It's Alexandra Palace. They get back in again. Whether they'll be able to finish, I don't know. It looks as though there's some serious damage done to the Boltmobile. Usain still managing to crack a smile, but they might need some assistance here if they are going to finish. We've seen quite a few competitors do this. Such has been the spirit here at Ali Pali today. Everybody mucks in. There's been a fantastic mood and attitude right the way through. Even the dogs are helping out. And they were able to get through the first couple of obstacles. Okay, they're okay over the apples and pears. You can just see it though, start to move towards the left, move towards the bales, crash, over they go, out they come. Well, chocolate might not be the order of the day. Let's see how Capri do in the sticky, stifling heat of Alexandra Palace. They're off and running then, Capri. They've managed to mind the gap. They've got their teammates running down behind them. Over the wedge, in one piece so far, slightly wobbly again. The steering does seem to be an issue for one or two, and they just kissed the hay bale there on the way past. Not sure you need wing mirrors today, but they've got them on this particular cart. Over the apples and pears. He's enjoying it in the back, that's for sure. Down towards the kicker, all over the place now. Those front wheels are bending outwards. Over the kicker, lands hard but finishes. That's a really good run by Capri. Really, really good run. And they were pretty smooth all the way down, weren't they? Gritted his teeth, launched it into the kicker. So the moment of truth arrives for Team Sky racers. Down the ramp they go, big push, and away they go. The smoke billows out of the funnel. And they're safely over and in one piece after minding the gap. Now it comes down to the wedge. And it's a neat run so far. It's pretty smooth and it's pretty fast. And the kart's still in one piece. Can they navigate the difficult section of the course, though, which is the apples and pears, followed by the kicker? It's the same old story. Here we go, then, with the apples and pears. Absolutely bolts over that. Couple of bounces on the landing. Now it's whether they can get through the chicane and down in one piece towards the kicker and have the momentum to get towards the finish line. The rocket powering down the slopes at Alexandra Palace, over the kicker we go! He nosedives and he flips it over and he's on his side, and it seemed that that was going to be one of the better runs of the day. So much speed, so smooth, and the shape of it actually cost him because he went nose first into the track. They will push him over the finish line, but it's probably cost him big time. Let's see it. Into the kicker. Everything's fine at this point. And then just look at that, straight in, nose first. Almost went over the handlebars. Thought he might save it. Down he went. And we're ready to go. It's a very streamlined kart, isn't it, this one? And we've got the flower accompaniment too. The bakers are in the house. Here we go then. They mind the gap. Plenty of momentum to start off with, and don't forget they have promised not to touch the brakes. Over the wedge, no problem there, slightly heavy but okay, and he's still not touched the brakes. The flower into the crowd. We've got the chicane now before the killer. Over the apples and pears, no problem there, very, very fast. They lose the strawberries, but they don't lose momentum. Down they go through the chicane, and he's not touching the brakes at all. Only the kicker to go. Over the kicker we go. It's a really good landing. It's a really fast time. You could hear the polystyrene pop as they landed over the kicker. That's a really, really good run by Team A Piece of Cake. Really, really nice. Fantastic run. Very fast and very fluent. Here we go. Typical train, always takes longer than you thought it might. Here we go then, Team Tube on the way down. They managed to mind the gap and they celebrate early in the run. Boris still smiling. Team Tube with those thin wheels on that very wide kart. Managed to get over the wedge. Now they've got to go through the two chicanes. First of all, they will encounter the apples and pears. You can see them now. Here they come. A little bit of a slide on the way in, but they're safely over. It's a good run so far. Through the second chicane before the kicker. So often a nemesis of various competitors so far this afternoon. Over we go. It's a really good landing. Well, it's not really. The wheels have been flattened, but they can then slide over the finish line. And they really enjoyed that, didn't they, Team 2? Thought for a moment it might all end with the kart relatively in one piece. Just watch those front wheels completely flattened. Will they be able to batter their way down the course? Down we go. It's a good start, plenty of power in the push-off, which gives them a lot of momentum as they take on Mind the Gap. And straight over there go Does My Scrum Look Big in This? It's quite wide, isn't it? And those spindly wheels might be an issue further down the course. We'll wait and see. Approaching the first chicane, which was very easily navigated. This is where the problem starts sometimes, but no problem for this particular team. Over the apples and pears, now through the second chicane before the kicker, which is so often where the problems come. Here's the kicker then, over we go. Really good run, very smooth, the kart in one piece, very impressive. Oh, it went slightly wrong at the end. You can see the crowd really into this. And then with the kicker to come, able to keep it in line, keep the speed up, fly over the kicker, and that's a really nice run from Does My Scrum Look Big in This? Good run. Very, very impressive, isn't it? Anyway, here go Team Spitfire in the Firebird, and down it goes, and they are convinced it's going to come back in one piece, and it's going to go down a storm. They're safely over the first obstacle. Arriving at the wedge. So far, so good. Bit of a heavy landing there. Gliding over the surface, through the chicane. Over the apples and pears, still in one piece and still moving extremely well. They did tell us this. No excuses really with the amount of technology that's gone into putting it together. Over the kicker to finish. It's a heavy landing, but it's a really good run. It's a fantastic looking kart. And it was a really smooth ride as well, which finished over the kicker, landing on the front two wheels, then the back down, and over the finish line. And here go Thunderbirds 2. And bearing in mind it's all about gravity, you've got to get a good push-off to start with, and that's exactly what they've done. Not surprised they've thrown that away. You couldn't hold that all the way down, could you? So here we go, the bikini-clad boys. Over the wedge, still in one piece. Oh, we're not, the wheels off, the back wheel's off. Now they're dragging down. The smoke is coming out of one side, but there are sparks coming off the other because the wheel's gone. They're still going though. Here we go, this could be a problem too, couldn't it? Over the apples and pears. Just managed to slither over that like a snake on its belly. And now they come down to the kicker. If they've got the momentum to actually reach the kicker, they've got to go through the chicane, which has now been put in because not enough people are applying the brakes at this point. And the kicker has been turned around as well, so it's not quite as steep as it was, and they do manage to slide over it. Can they reach the finish? Yes, they can, just about, and off they go into the hay bales. They're certainly showmen, if nothing else. This is where the problem started. The wedge cost them the back right wheel. And any hope of a fast run ended there. Here we go then. The rotor works, let's see if the rest of it does. Decent start, he says, piece of cake, no problem. Safely over the next one. Quite quick as well, just started to slither a little bit from side to side. He's going to try and rescue it, which he's able to do, is he? Yes, he is, just. That's where the brakes came in handy, but the back of it seems to have fallen off. So can they get through the apples and pears? Yes, they can. Still going, even bearing in mind that some of it is actually gone. And if that fella leans back, he could be out altogether. Through the chicane towards the kicker. The back wheel is wobbling around all over the place. Look at the buckle on the back wheel, which is slowing them down. Over the kicker just about. They're going to get to the finish line with big smiles on their faces. And the poor fella at the back hanging on for grim death. Look at the back wheel. He still thinks he's going to be all right at this stage. He's got no regard for the poor fellow in the back who's barely in with him. Over the kicker and over the line. Let's see whether the Arriva Boys can get off to a very, very good start. It is going to be about speed, but they've got to make sure they get the cart down there. It's all about gravity. Good push-off. It's mind the gap to start with. Safely navigated. Might be too early to start celebrating. This doesn't look to be too fast, although it is pretty smooth at the moment from the Arriva Boys. Over the wedge. Fantastic crowds here today in the region of 20,000. A lovely hot day too, which may well be a curse to some of them as the afternoon goes on. Still celebrating, really enjoying the run. Now it's down to the business end of it all. Over the apples and pears, bit of a bone shaker. Safely through, more celebrations. The kicker is really going to be something for these karts to navigate. It's a really big jump to finish. It's so much more steeper, this course, than it actually looks to you at home. Here we go over the kicker then. It's a big jump to finish. The Arriva Boys are over. It's a bit of a heavy landing, and now has he got the power to chug over the finish line? Yes, they have. The first run safely navigated by the Arriva Boys. And what a way to finish. Maybe not the fastest run we'll see today. Just look how the apples and pears shake these vehicles about.